Hello. I'll wait a minute or two and go live for a few minutes. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Hi, Richard Scott Agitten is what I see. How are you? Bismachtayid or a friend? Um, hello. Hi, Rian, Wen, Robin, Svenja. I am back from Germany. I have not had a chance to be very active on my YouTube channel. I am hoping to resume posting, interviewing, visiting, and so on shortly. It's been a very busy time, and I've missed a lot of people that I feel like have become friends of sorts through my YouTube endeavors. So I thought I'll check in with a little live and fill you in on where I've been, what's been going on a little bit. It's been really intense. And just wish you all a good Shabbos or a good weekend, whatever it is the weekend means to you. Oh, hi, Signal Hill Hiker. How are you? Eric, Shabbat Shalom from Germany. Well, hi, Berber. I'm hoping to have a video on Germany or two. No promise. Um, we'll find out what I can make of the footage, but I'll tell you here on this live what the trip was about, and that'll maybe explain why I might or might not have a video. Um, Bernadine, I don't know about that. I feel like age has caught up with me, but that's okay. But yeah, I have a grown kid. Hi, Stacy. I have a friend who is in Wisconsin, Green Bay. Okay, I'm so glad I got your old Welsh name well because that was a little challenging. Shabbat Shalom, Ria. How's everyone doing? I did not come to Munich, Svenja. I'll tell you what I did. So, I am part of a fellowship called the Mandel Cultural Leaders Program. They selected 13 cultural leaders into a fellowship of learning and I guess broadening. I got into that fellowship before October 7, and October 7, it's a Jewish fellowship. I should have added that. So October 7 definitely, I think, changed some things for a learning Jewish fellowship. Um, our first meeting was actually right after October 7. We are a group of 13 fellows from artists to theater people to a poet, um, a documentary filmmaker. I think it is easy to say I'm the only tour guide, but we have some. We all come together and we learn. And when I got into the fellowship, they made it very clear that the pivotal moment in this learning experience is going to be a trip to Israel in January, where we're going to expand as Jewish culture people. And then the war happened, and our plans were kind of in limbo, and people are very, very, very animated about their feelings about the war. So that also created a bit of a issue. And so, of all things, we ended up going to Germany instead. Right before the trip, I was sick, and I was like, I guess I'm not going. So I was sick for a couple days, and I was sick on my 40th birthday, which was really disappointing because it was like a really monumental moment. Um, and I've been so looking forward to marking my 40th birthday as like a day of introspection, as a day of gratitude, as a day of reflection. And instead, I was so sick, so, so sick. I could not keep my eyes open. Um, so I ended up feeling better just in time to throw a bunch of things, everything I owned probably, into my suitcase and taking off for Germany. We convened in Berlin and we had a very intense program. And the theme of the program was really about artists in the current climate. So I ended up seeing a very particular piece of Berlin through that prism. We didn't do the traditional exploration of Jewish heritage, although I did take a tour of Jewish Berlin. Um, and we saw where Moses Mendelssohn was buried, and we saw some Holocaust memorial. We saw the stepping stones. I did a little bit of footage of that. Also, we went to the Frankenlufer Synagogue for Friday night service, which was very meaningful to me. And it was an egalitarian service. It had prayers for the soldiers at the end, which surprised me because some people in our fellowship are very politically active. And it's like a time where a lot of people stay away from all politics and all Israel and um, war related kind of stuff. Um, for me personally, the service was very meaningful to be in Germany as a Jew and to pray in a Berlin synagogue was very beautiful. It was a beautiful service. Um, Also, we had a beautiful Friday night meal, a lot of interesting discussions. I met some interesting people, very many of them in the arts scene. I really wanted to go to Rabbi Techtel, the head of Chabad, who I have been told is very, very important to the Berlin and the German Jewish scene. There's like 20,000, this I've been told, Israeli Jews in Berlin and about 200,000 ex-Soviet Jews in Berlin. And the ex-Soviet Jews often are very secular, but when they do religion, when they go to the synagogue, they don't want to go to like a Reform synagogue. They want to go to a Chabad synagogue. So I went to like I wanted to go to like a asked around about that, and I made efforts to go visit the Chabad synagogue. It didn't work out. Anyway, it was a long story, so I didn't get to see that side of Berlin. Um, I also made a visit to Dresden, where there is an ex-Satmar guy who has a very unusual synagogue there. And there I had a videographer, and I went specifically to make a video, which is hopefully going to come soon. But one of the highlights, I was reviewing the footage, one of the highlights is we are in the car and we're driving through Dresden, and we can see the rebuilt synagogue from after the war in the background, and we're singing in Yiddish the Shulam Lemmer song, "Vater Welt, Vater die ganze Welt, bis die Armee," and it's just like two ex-Satmar Jews in Germany singing in Yiddish. Was very, very sweet and meaningful. Um, So that was my experience. I also spent a day um, in Germany, in Berlin, with someone from Israel who I explored some of the places I had already been with a fellowship. And I had really interesting discussions. Something that's on my mind now is he said the Orthodox community in Israel is falling apart. It's too easy for them to integrate into Israeli society, and it is causing it to kind of mesh into secular Israeli society. Whereas he thinks in New York, it's a lot more insular and therefore is more protected from that kind of like dissipation into the wider society. And I'm not sure that he's right, because I think in America I'm seeing some of the things he was talking about, an increased kind of blurring the lines between the community and the outside world. But it was very interesting to discuss this. And in all of all places in Germany, I was having these discussions with different Israelis. I think I heard a lot of Hebrew on my trip, which tells you a little bit about the kinds of people I was hanging out with in Germany. Um, so now I'm back. Thankful that I'm feeling better. Thankful that I'm back. My cats missed me like crazy, and hoping to start posting hopefully on Sundays again. Please suggest who you want to see me interview, who you'd like to see me have a conversation with. Also, I want to show you what I'm reading, and then I'm going to look at some of your messages. This I got actually from another fellow, Erica Meitner. It's Number Our Days by Barbara Meyerhoff, who passed away, who is a sociologist who wanted to do work in Africa, I believe. And someone suggested, why don't you do work on your own people? So she did work. It's subtitled A Triumph of Continuity and Culture Among Jewish Old People in an Urban Ghetto. So it's about Jewish people who have like an urban ghetto, which is, sounds like my turf, but it's actually in California. And I'm really enjoying this. And there's a documentary of it that I want to check out. I have Who Wrote the Bible here, which I haven't started. Um, Honey on the Page is by Miriam Udall, who I've met, and I'm thinking, and I'm reading. It's very interesting translations with commentary of Yiddish children's literature that I love. Oh, and speaking of Yiddish, it was so weird to be in Germany and to hear everyone speaking what seems like a version of Yiddish. And when by default I lapse into Yiddish because someone says like ein, zwei, drei or something like that, and I say something in Yiddish, they look at me like, what? It's a very strange experience. A lot of German feels like Yiddish, but then when they talk quickly, I can't follow at all. I have no idea what they're saying. So like I'm like, I can read it, I can make out what it says if I take it apart, the sentences, but when people talk quickly, I can't catch on at all. Um and this is also something that really interests me, Women as Ritual Experts: The Religious Lives of Elderly Jewish Women in Jerusalem by Susan Starr Sarad. And also someone told me on the trip that they made themselves a 2024 New Year's resolution to only no, this is a different one, but they made it a 2024 New Year's resolution to read Gravity's Rainbow, which is like 1,000 pages. And it made me interested in reading a very, very big book in 2025. I never read Gravity's Rainbow, but I thought maybe I should put something like that on my resolution list because right now my resolution is not so fun. I am the kind of person that does resolutions. That's the little report. Who's here of folks coming in late from Ohio? Teresa Shimaminsky deleted the message. One should refrain from work from the noon of Friday. Okay. Well, first of all, I always work on noon on Friday because I almost always give tours. That's probably why I'm doing this. I'm so used to working on Fridays, getting ready for Shabbos, because I give tours on Friday. It's my favorite day to give tours. It's such a beautiful day to be out celebrating the Jewish community. And also, I'm going to be resting. What time is it? I'm going to be resting soon and getting ready for Shabbos. Hi from Bolivia, South America. Hello. Greetings from Miami. Hi, Zelda. Zelda's a very, very dear friend. Hi, Magic Gem. Let's see. Hi from East Shore of Virginia, originally from New Jersey, near Lakewood. We are doing well. Rachel. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see Rachel. How are you doing, Rachel? Oh man, I'm so happy to see some friends on here. 40 is just a baby. I was 61 on the 15th, but it's just a number. I'm staying 60. Well, happy birthday to you. Alyssa says, I really enjoy your videos. I'm a Black woman, wife, mother, etc. I grew up in Freeport, Long Island, New York, and I have always been intrigued with the Jewish people and the symbols. I'm grateful that they honored the soldiers, all of whom that have made the ultimate sacrifice, most of them so young. Yeah, they were saying it in German, so it was like 21 Jahren, 22 Jahren, 18 Jahren, or something like that. It was very easy for me to understand because the German was very similar to Yiddish. Um, but I think some of the other people took a while to understand what was going on. Definitely a controversial thing to happen by our group's standards. Petra, thank you for sharing your experiences. You often move me to tears because it's so mensch. I'm very thankful for having come across your work. Thank you so much. I put so much heart into it. I'm trying to hopefully, think of some there's a lot of moving pieces, and I'm thinking of how to share it with you all this upcoming year. My fave New Year's resolution, says Signal Hill Hiker, I read, was waiting until spring to make one. We're heading into cold, hungry winter. I need comfort food and sleep until at least March. Haha. Yes, amen. Amen. I did make a food related resolution, which I will not say publicly because it's a little embarrassing, but I'm hoping that I'll have to break it for my videos. Rachel is heading for the running club. It is so lovely to see you as well. Rachel is amazing at running. I am very, very, very impressed. Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much. Tamara, are you getting ready for Shabbos? Because I'm also trying to get ready for Shabbos. Nadia, she's still learning or is still learning Yiddish. And thank you, Susan, for the birthday wishes. Um, John, I had a really interesting time in Berlin. It was a very interesting experience. I met some interesting people. I was just looking at one person I met was Rebecca Dora on Instagram, although full name is Rebecca Rogowski, who's a podcaster and does a podcast with a Jew, a Catholic, and a Muslim. And they discuss theology, or I guess they discuss being women of different faiths. And it was interesting to meet her as one of the many people I met in Germany. Kim C, please let me know if you read Gravity's Rainbow. One of the nice things about traveling is you get to learn about what people are doing. Thank you, Yiddi. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to you and to Andrew. Thank you, Mary, for the belated birthday wishes, to everyone who sent me personally birthday wishes. Thank you so much. It was so sweet, especially since I was in bed sick. I really appreciated that. Um, Fiona asks, I'm curious if you don't mind me asking, as a fellow Yid, where do you think you might place yourself on the Jewish continuum now? Conservative, Reform, Modern, Orthodox? I would say I have not found my place. I would like to find my place on the Jewish continuum. I recently went to the Greenpoint Shul in Brooklyn. It is officially an Orthodox synagogue. I felt very at home there. The service felt very comfortable to me. It also is a Orthodox synagogue that the men and women were sitting together. I don't think I can ever feel comfortable in the Orthodox world, especially not with this gender segregation. I have found it, I've been to conservative synagogues. I had a really hard time with all the flags. It didn't feel like what I expect a synagogue to be. And likewise, I've had issues with the reform movement. I am officially a member at B'nai Jeshurun in Manhattan. I'm not sure what that even means. I just think they have a very beautiful service. But I'm hoping still to find a place. Um, it's been something that I think I have at times worked really hard to find a place, try to go to services, try to go to a synagogue. It just really has to, I think, fit. And um, I think it's a very personal and very important part of myself, so it has to fit. And Personally, the Frankenlufer Schule in Germany, Berlin, where we had an egalitarian minyan. One part of the service was led by a woman, another part was led by a chazan, a cantor who was very cantorial, like really singing his cantorial guts out. Didn't have any flags in the synagogue, but did have a service for the fallen soldiers and for the hostages, and felt very traditional and felt like a mix of traditional people and non-traditional people. That was something I felt comfortable with. Um, but I don't know, I'm still searching and I'm open to your suggestions of what synagogues to try and what community to try. Maybe open Orthodox, I don't know. I'm always open to a journey. We should make Satmar Light, says Ari Bruns. Thanks. Your comments are always left field. Appreciate your your idea. An egalitarian minion is nice indeed. Well, thank you. I miss you all. Arlene says I miss you. I miss you all. I didn't have a chance to look at a lot of the comments, which I usually look at everything. I didn't have a chance to respond. I felt a little bit disconnected from this wonderful community. And I'm really excited to see some other Jewish YouTubers have been more active. I think we need to have a more active Jewish YouTubing world. I've seen Modi really take off on YouTube. Modi, the comedian. I'm going to have an interview with him this Sunday. I have also seen that Jar of Fireflies, who I love, another female from the Jewish world, Orthodox Jewish mom blogger, blogging about her trip first time to Israel. I've seen Sophie, I think is her name, Sophia, Sephardi Orthodox mom. It's also blogged about a cozy Shabbos. It's really nice to see some activity on YouTube of this world because I think it's very hard. There's a very small audience for it, and sometimes it's really hard to keep creating for that small audience. Like it's not from a business perspective, I think, very viable, and so it's really nice when I see there's some activity in that world. And I'm hoping to share with all of you a lot more this coming 2025. Thank you, Shepherd. The Jewish ex spy in the chat said you should do a video on the security situation for Jews in Brooklyn. Pretty bad. I heard a lot in Berlin about the situation of anti Semitism. Leiby Beck says, Eine was get to chulent mit Kegel. Is that you? I'm always open to interviewing someone who could make a video of chulent and Kegel. Also, I really want to do a tour of New Square. I'm working on that now. If you have any contacts who will take me into their home, any kind of contacts to New Square, please hit me up as well. Well, thank you, all of you. It was nice to say hello for a little bit. Thanks for joining me, and I wish you all a great weekend and a great rest of this 2025.